Okay, let's talk about one of the greatest novels ever written, Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov. Now, I know it's a huge book, and that can be a little intimidating. But here's the thing. At its core, it's a detective story. But this isn't just about finding out who killed a man. It's about what kills a person's soul.
So picture this. The story kicks off with the brutal murder of a truly horrible patriarch. And all the evidence, all of it, points to one of his sons. But as we're going to see, the real murder weapon here isn't a physical object. It's a dangerous, world-shattering question that just poisons an entire family. This isn't just a whodunit, it's a why-done-it, and on a cosmic scale.
To even begin to understand the murder, you first have to understand the family. And the Karamazovs, well, they aren't just dysfunctional. They are a ticking time bomb of greed, lust, and resentment, just waiting for a spark to set the whole thing ablaze.
Right at the center of this storm is the father, Fyodor Pavlovich Karamazov. He's a wealthy guy, sure, but he's also a complete buffoon, a shameless manipulator who totally neglected his kids. His life philosophy is basically just pure self-gratification. He feels zero shame, and he seems to get a real kick out of dragging everyone else down to his level. He actually sums himself up perfectly when he says, "He has done me no harm, but I played him a dirty trick, and ever since I have hated him." Yeah, that's Fyodor Karamazov in a nutshell.
First up is the oldest son, Dmitri, or Mitya, and in a lot of ways, he's just like his father, a man of these huge, chaotic passions. He's a soldier, a romantic, and a bit of a scoundrel, capable of both deep love and intense hatred, sometimes for the very same person. When our story begins, he is locked in this furious battle with his father over money and over the love of a captivating woman named Grushenka. Then you have the middle son, Ivan. He is the total opposite of Dmitri, a brilliant, quiet intellectual. But underneath that calm exterior, his mind is just at war with itself. You know, someone in the book says Ivan is one of those people who don't want millions, but an answer to their questions. And he's absolutely haunted by what he calls a great unsolved doubt. A doubt that is going to become the philosophical heart of this entire story. And finally, we get to our hero, Alyosha. He's the youngest, and he's a novice at the local monastery, learning from a wise elder named Father Zosima. Alyosha is really the calm in the middle of this hurricane. He has no interest in judging other people. He just wouldn't condemn anyone for anything. He just moves through this world of sin and chaos with this incredibly pure heart, trying to love and heal a family that is dead set on tearing itself apart. All right, so now that we've met the players, let's talk about the murder weapon. Because the murder of Fyodor Karamazov isn't just a crime of passion or greed, it's a crime of philosophy. This right here, this is the question that Ivan Karamazov unleashes on his family. And it is a bombshell. It's a chillingly simple idea with terrifying consequences. Think about it. If there's no divine judgment, no ultimate accountability after you die, then what's to stop a person from doing literally anything they want? What even is morality? Is it just some social rule we can just throw away? For Ivan, this isn't just a debate, it's a theory that's about to be put to the test. And what's so fascinating is that Ivan's rebellion, it doesn't come from a selfish place. It comes from this profound, aching sense of justice. He tells Alyosha that, look, maybe he could accept suffering for adults, people who have sinned, but then there are the children, he says. And what am I to do about them? He absolutely cannot and will not accept any divine plan, any ticket to heaven that is built on the torture of even one single innocent child. For him, the price of cosmic harmony is just too damn high.
Ivan illustrates this point with a story, and it's a masterpiece within the masterpiece, called The Grand Inquisitor. In it, Christ comes back to Earth during the Spanish Inquisition and is immediately arrested. The Inquisitor tells him that humanity is just too weak for the freedom he offered. He argues people don't want freedom. They want bread, security, and someone to tell them what to do. The Church, he says, has corrected Christ's work by giving people what they really crave: miracle, mystery, and authority.
And while these earth-shattering ideas are echoing through the Karamazov house, this whole debate over God, freedom, and morality, Fyodor Pavlovich is found in his study, his skull crushed in, and his money gone.
The case against Dmitri? Well, it seems completely open and shut. All the evidence points directly to the passionate, violent son. He had the motive, money and a woman. He had the temperament. He was seen fleeing the scene covered in blood, and just moments later, he's throwing around thousands of rubles on a champagne-fueled party.
For the police, it's case closed. So, the story now shifts gears and heads to the courtroom. But come on, this is Dostoevsky. So, the trial isn't just about one man's guilt or innocence. It's a trial for every single character, and really, for the very soul of humanity itself. In the courtroom, the two lawyers present two completely different stories. The prosecutor, he paints this picture of a depraved monster, a rake and a scoundrel who coldly murdered his own father. The defense attorney, on the other hand, argues that Dmitri is a victim of a cruel and negligent father, a man whose whole life has been a tragedy, but who is innocent of this final terrible crime. It's this amazing clash between cold, hard facts and deep, messy psychology. The trial is a huge spectacle, but the real turning point comes from a shocking interruption. Ivan Karamazov, who's been getting more and more unstable, takes the stand. And in this feverish, tormented confession, Ivan declares his brother is innocent. He says the real murderer was the servant, Smerdyakov. But then he says something that just stuns the courtroom. He, Ivan, is the true killer. He was the one who taught Smerdyakov that everything is lawful. He planted the idea, so he's the one who bears the guilt. His philosophy has literally come back to destroy him, and he collapses right there in a fit of what they call brain fever. So what does the court do? They completely dismiss Ivan's confession as just the ravings of a madman. Despite all the psychological twists and turns, the jury just looks at the circumstantial evidence and delivers its verdict. Dmitri is guilty. He's sentenced to 20 years of hard labor in Siberia. The passionate man gets condemned, while the intellectual author of the crime goes completely insane. But here's the thing. The verdict of the court, it is not the final verdict of the novel. Dostoevsky leaves us with a far more profound and honestly a much more challenging conclusion about what it really means to be guilty. The moral core of this entire book comes from Alyosha's mentor, Father Zosima. He taught that we are all interconnected. And this isn't just some nice, fuzzy sentiment. It's a radical call to empathy. The idea is that every action, every single thought ripples outwards and affects everyone else. We are all involved in each other's sins and in each other's salvation.
So who really killed Fyodor Karamazov? Well, Dmitri is guilty of wanting his father dead. Ivan is guilty of providing the philosophical excuse. Smerdyakov is guilty of the physical act itself. And Fyodor? He's guilty of being such a monstrous father that pretty much everyone wanted him dead. It's a brilliant illustration of the novel's main point. We are all responsible in some way for the tragedies that happen around us.
So the crucial takeaway is this. The Brothers Karamazov forces us to look beyond just blaming one person. It suggests that the deepest crimes aren't committed by lone villains, but they grow out of a collective failure of love, out of a web of selfishness and indifference that tangles up everyone. Our words matter, our ideas matter, and our lack of compassion absolutely matters.
And that leaves us with one last haunting question. It's easy to see the guilt in the Karamazovs, right? But if Father Zosima is right, if we are all truly responsible for one another, then this story isn't just about some broken family in 19th century Russia. It's about us. And it asks each of us to think about where our own chain of responsibility begins and where it ends.